amazed. I think during this walk I've realized and been exposed to how people live, like different ways you can live. You don't have to just go to school, get a job, have a family, have a house, and that's it.
Yeah.
You can do other iterations of that. Not that I'm saying that that's wrong, it's not beautiful, but there's other ways. And I guess I was never exposed to that. I always thought I went to school, got a career, got a wife and a house and kids, and then grew old, and that was it.
Yeah.
Which is a simplistic way of putting it, but that's kind of how I viewed it, and I
think we all did.
Yeah.
And that's not true. It inspires me when I see people like you and others I've met along the way who, like Buffy, that Australian I met yesterday on the road, is that he said, I just sort of asked him, not prying into his life, about how are you able to do this? You know, because people ask me, how are you able to do this?
Right.
Well, somehow I'm able to do it. I just figured it
On a
out.
shoestring diet.
Yeah. And he said
And you help others out.
Yeah. And he says, it seems that like he's been doing this for a long time, that every like 9 years or so he gets this chunk of time he's able to take off.
Oh, wow.
And he just goes off and goes. Like he cycled South America, has done the Canadian North along the Dempster Highway, I think.
Wow.
And he's done other ones in Alaska and Northwest Territories and all over the place. And he just goes. Like the one in South America, he says it was unexpected. He just kept going. It's nice. But I also see the other side of like it's nice to have kids and family. And,
Sure. Yeah.
You know, but it's also.
No, I married someone with kids, so
Yeah.
I got both sides.
Yeah,
I traveled, and then I met him, and they were a little bit older, but I enjoy them.
Yeah, it's. I guess there's different ways.
Well,
they're a pain in the ass when they're teenagers. I think we all were. But
Teenagers are difficult. But we survived.
I was a pain in the ass when I was a teenager, I'm sure of it. And my parents had to put up with us. And
now they're adults. It's like we have a better relationship than we've ever had. So.
They're fantastic. I wasn't worried. I knew they'd turn out good, though.
Yeah.
I always told them, I said, they're great kids. I said, they're going to be fine. And Mark would worry, and I said, they're phenomenal kids, and I had no doubt in my mind. They just need their own pathway, and that's what's happened. They're doing great.
Yeah, I was.
He just packs that all like that.
Yeah.
But I like the road when I'm on it. Sometimes, other times I hate it, like when it's raining and cold out, and I'm stuck in my tent. And, But
yesterday he was having a bad day.
Yeah.
And he was like, "Oh, I just want to go home." And
like, what
then today we came here, and then we met you, and even for us meeting you makes it very inspiring.
No, same with me. Like yesterday morning was terrible. I really truly was thinking, why am I out here? Maybe I should just, when I hit White Horse, just pack it in.
Maybe there was something in the air.
And then I realize now that's a really poor decision to make.
Yeah.
Because being so close, so when I reach White Horse, the total journey this year is 2,600 kilometers.
Wow.
When I reach White Horse, you'll be halfway point of that 26. So I'm only like a month and a half away from finishing. So imagine just finishing so close to the finish line. I say close. It's not close, but
it's
so
halfway,
close. Yeah.
And when do you think you'll hit Anchorage then?
I hope the end of August, beginning of September.
Oh,
because I worry about the weather turning.
Yeah.
Right.
We're going to be out here till
probably about
mid-September.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Maybe you will see me, or we'll cross paths or something, and you'll see. I don't know what the ending will be like. I've read lots of stories about people who do these cross-continent things, and there's ones from absolute joy and happiness and backslapping and all that to a guy basically breaking down at the ocean and just crying like a baby.
Yeah, well, it's a huge accomplishment.
And I think, I don't know where I'll lie in that spectrum of things.
And I think
taken
it's
a lot
neat
of
your
sacrifice.
parents are going to be there.
Yeah, it is, and important.
That's kind of why we do what we do. We share through our videos, and then we have had such feedback
Yeah.
from relatives or friends or people we don't know.
Yeah.
And so it kind of gives us more drive to keep videoing and doing stuff because it's helped other people.
Yeah, I hear, like when I tell people, especially in Northwestern Ontario, this lady said she saw me on the road for 2 weeks, and she says it's inspiring what I'm doing, but it's not like that wasn't my intention, right?
Sure.
To inspire people, but I guess it kind of does.
Oh,
The
yeah.
same way that you guys and others inspire me is that
Right.
life doesn't have to be so linear and
Right.
boring and yeah. So
To be outside, just you individually.
Yeah.
yeah, and so I always get that every once in a while when someone tells me that, and
It's strange.
yeah,
but-
it's strange, but maybe it is a little bit true, and
yeah.
I just don't like to be full of myself to think that I'm.
So do you have enough books to read? Or do you
I
need
do.
a new one?
I have new ones waiting for
Okay.
me, so when I read these, I'll get another one shipped to me.
Oh.
So I have Jack
I have a book
Kerouac.
in there called The Emerald Mile, and it's about the Grand Canyon, and
Yeah?
you might be interested in it because it's about 350 pages, and probably the first 275 talk about the water politics of the Colorado River. So if you're ever interested, I highly recommend it. It's
What's it called?
The Emerald Mile,
I have this thing.
Did you already read it?
So I met
Yeah.
this guy.
but it's heavy. I mean,
Oh,
I
it's
met-
heavy. Do you want to carry it or?
Oh, books. I don't care about weight. I met this guy a couple weeks ago.
yeah, if you want to take it, I'll give
Yeah,
it to
we
you.
have it with
Yeah.
you. We were just worried about the weight. Yeah,
Yeah,
let me go get it.
sure,
I'll go
yeah.
get it for
I've
you.
been
Awesome. This guy named Yannick and Remco I met at Summit Lake Motel. And Yannick calls himself that he's a Viking from Paris who now lives in London.
Yeah.
And so he's a great guy. I met other cyclists who met him and said he's very eccentric, and I agree, but
Right.
hey man, we all are. And he gave me some book recommendations as well. He's actually well read, you can tell. Some of the things he says is that the Post Office, Electric Kool-Aid, Tom Wolfe, Cycling to the Ashes, England to Australia. And then he wrote this happened just before Mother's Day. And he said something really telling. And I asked him, how do you like it out here? Because he's from a big city in Paris or London, right?
Right.
And he says, I love it out here, but it's like asking, do you like your mother?
Okay.
And I kind of get what he's saying maybe in a way, is that it's like after a while you become, I don't know, connected, or you feel embraced by being out here when you're cycling or walking or whatever, right? That
Right.
you kind of grow into it. Some people do, right?
Yeah.
The connection between trees and nature and wildlife and the running waters, and probably the same way with rivers with you, right? You
Right.
just feel at home
Absolutely.
there, right?
Oh yeah.
You get on the bank of a river and it's just like, this
You
is
better believe it.
This
I mean,
is
you
home.
have to, just like you have to be 100% self-contained. I mean, even to the point of, carrying your food with 3 weeks worth and packing your poo out and
yeah, everything.
everything. And my mother always, very religious person. You need to go to church. I'm like, you know what? The canyon is my cathedral.
Horace, who now lives in London,
Oh,
and he's a squatter. He's a,
Oh, wow.
he's a self-professed squatter. That's how he's a homeless squatter. And he's over here, and I met him in the Summit Lake Motel, that's now closed, and we were squatting in there, and I met him in there because I wandered in and just, this old motel, and I look through the window, and then I see this bike with a cut Rubbermaid container on the back of it, and it's a real homemade setup. And then hello, and then Johnny goes hello, and then he comes out But instead I was like kind of spooked by them. Oh wow.
So that boat is a wooden dory, and after a couple of trips on the Grand, I kept seeing those, and a lot of them are commercial. So a buddy of mine and I bought some plans, modified, and we each built one. And I took mine down the Grand 3 times, but
Get my act together so I can get my kilometers in.
Rig here. Is there a name for this or?
I forget this. It's by Radical Designs. This company here. And I forget what it's called.
Radical Design.
I forget what the
looks
card is
nice.
called, but they make recumbent bikes too. But this card is, it's really specialized.
nice.
It's nice. I like it.
Well, good luck, and
Thank you.
it was a true pleasure meeting you.
No, it was a pleasure meeting you. You guys
And
are so
maybe
kind
we'll
to me.
see you. We'll keep our eye out for you.
Yeah. I'll be along the Alaskan Highway, and then to the Glen Highway, and then finished.
And then you're gonna go home with your parents from Anchorage.
Yeah, they're driving out, I think, the middle of August to meet me. So, and then I'll drive back with them.
They'll feel like lightning fast driving back.
It will. It'll be amazing. Actually, we're gonna drive back a different way that I walked
Oh,
to see, because
that'll be nice.
who knows when I'll be able to come back out here. Yeah, it does feel like lightning when you drive now. It's like, it's 100 kilometers down the road, and I think, wow, 100K, that's gonna take a week, but by car it's like an hour.
Yeah. Well, we'll let you go and get
Thank
your
you.
kilometers in, and
Yeah, it's all about the case.
Hey, sorry about the phone. I forgot to put this SD card in my camera, so we're using the phone. Anyway, we're so excited. We stopped at this place just past into the Canadian border, and we ran into our friend Matthew, the walker. And so we caught up with him. He's doing really good, and he was telling us a couple bear experiences he had, but he was fine. So it was really nice to see him, and he emailed us. He's going to keep in touch and let us know how he's doing. So it was really exciting to see him.
yeah, it was. And he read the book, the Emerald Mile, the Green Mile, I meant, about the Grand Canyon, and now he's all fired up for that. So that was really cool. It inspired him to want to run the Grand Canyon and see what it's all about, because that definitely is a life-changing experience. And for anybody that's an outdoor fanatic or enthusiast, it definitely is the trip of a lifetime. So that was really exciting to hear him. I was surprised he read the book, but yeah, I guess it's been 7 or 8 weeks since we saw him.
Yeah.
So yeah.
It was just really neat running into him, and kind of made our day.
Yeah, it did.
It made us happy. So
Especially since we were thinking about him this
yeah,
morning.
we were just thinking about him, walking on the shoulder and worried about him, and sure enough, we ran into him, so it was really neat.
Yeah.
So sorry about the shaky camera, but we were so excited we had to record this. See you soon.
Yeah,